All right, Augie, can you hear me?
I hear you, but are we on Skype or what?
Yes, and we are live. We have Augi At The Edge, Solis Uncovered. Here we go, live in Puerto Rico.
All right. So, what do you want? You want to tell me that the greatest economy was because of Trump 5 years ago?
Yes, and obviously we made a big mistake. We didn't put him back in. America made a big mistake and let Biden cheat.
Oh, he did not cheat. So let's get over that.
Can you explain the 100,000, 200,000 votes coming from under a table in the middle of the night?
Yeah, I can.
I'd love to hear it then.
But you know what? The reason I won't bother with that is because 60 different courts, including federal courts, said that wasn't true.
We have camera proof. You can't say it's not true. We have video camera proof. The eyes don't lie.
Well, I'm going to get out of the car because it's a little too awkward in the car. Hold on a minute. We're going to talk about this little bit of nonsense.
A nonsense to a Democrat. Of course, you cheated. So, of course, it's nonsense. Let's throw it on the table, guys. We took it from under the table. Let's put it back under the table. Of course.
Well, you want to make accusations all day long. I'm just simply telling you, if there was anything to what you're saying, then this would have been approved by the different courts. 60 different courts, Republican courts. Republicans were in charge of the courts. People that Trump put into office, judges.
You're a prominent Democrat. I mean, you're like a leader in the Democrat, Longbow Key and all that stuff. I mean, you're a leader of a lot of groups. I mean, you know what you're talking about. But let's be real here. You take votes from under a table in the middle of the night.
What are you talking about under the table?
There's a table, and there's a table in the voting office. They pulled them from under the table out of suitcases in the middle of the night. We have video proof of this. This is not a lie. So if it was a lie, that was just hearsay. But we have video proof.
Well, somebody shows you somebody taking something from under a table. How do you know what they showed you was what they showed you?
Because if a thief steals in a store, we have video camera proof. That's all we need to convict him.
Well, you have to know when you're going to convict somebody stealing in a store, you have to show the thing they stole.
Yes, and that's what they did.
No, they didn't.
It was votes. We have full video proof.
The reason that's not true, flat out, is that those very evidences you're talking about were presented in court in Pennsylvania, in Michigan, in Wisconsin, Arizona, all the states where there was a big dispute. Those are shown in court. The Republican judges, about 40% of them were Republican in federal courts, said they was not good evidence. Now, I'm not the judge that works as a Republican. That's pretty prominent, Alex. I'm not making that up. That's not an opinion. That's a fact.
We're going to fact check you. We're going to fact check you that all these judges were Republican that agreed with
I didn't say all of them. Listen, I didn't say that. I said about 40% of them were Republican.
That's a bad number, that they're overpowered by 60%. So obviously the 60% majority wins.
But you have independent judges. That's just... And the whole thing was rejected at the Supreme Court, which is dominated by Republicans.
I just want to say this. I want to say this, guys. If you're listening, please subscribe. Please subscribe to Augi At The Edge. Subscribe to Solis Uncovered. I want to put that out there. We're having a friendly debate. We're not enemies.
Now, we're going to disagree, and we're going to agree to disagree. So the point is, when you go to court to make your case, and the court that's run by Republicans, and in the case of the Supreme Court, it's mostly Republican. So they denied all of these cases, didn't even accept them because the lower courts, the federal courts, already had rejected them. So the proof is you might cite something you think is the proof, and it may be something at all, but the point is, if it had not been rejected by I can't talk over the people there.
No, we hear you clearly. I can hear you clearly. Talk, because I hear you clearly.
Your courts, whatever proof you may think you have, the courts would have seen that proof and would have accepted the argument. But the other, forget about this for a second.
No, dude.
Well, I'm sorry. You can insist on what you want to insist on. All I'm doing is taking fact, and the fact
You're
is the
not.
courts. Yes, no, you're not. Are you a judge?
The fact is that people were pulling votes from under the tables
No,
at 3 in the morning.
that's an
They were
accusation.
dumping out of trucks. I had the video proof. Maybe we should post the video proof for the viewers to see. I mean, they already seen it.
I don't know
They
what
already seen it.
I don't know who did the videoing. I don't know if it was a made up stage thing. If it was Jim Jordan that gave you the information, it's all a lie. There's
Jim
several
Jordan's
people.
Jim Jordan's a joke. Jim Jordan's a joke. We're talking about polling stations with video cameras inside.
Mhm.
They've shown it.
Well,
I'm sorry to
first of
say it,
all,
dude. You know it, Augie.
let me give you a little fact, okay? Right here in Sarasota, the ballot when a precinct is done with the counting on the day of the election, and there still is mail-in ballots that will continue to come because you have soldiers overseas. This is old history. This is not opinion. This is fact. And so ballots coming in late can be dealt with in different ways. So if you have a case, if you had a case of ballots being stolen, the main state. I can't hear myself with the noise behind me.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna I muted my microphone when you talk, so you won't hear the background noise. Okay?
All right. When if what you said were true at all, those cases with that information would have been presented in court because you're not going to win it without the courts turning things over. Nobody can turn it over but the courts, or they accept what's already there, or they don't. It's that's where the whole argument hits the wall. You can allege and say whatever you want to say, and you can believe you're right till hell freezes over. But if the courts don't accept your argument in court and reject you, then you've lost the case. Doesn't matter what you think is real, what should have been, or whatever. Doesn't matter. It stops in the courts. So all this stuff about stealing the election ended in the argument in the courts. That's where it ended. Now coming back to the economy, which is what you wanted to see.
But let me say this.
Okay.
Let me say this. We had Rudy Giuliani back us up. That
Rudy
man's not
Giuliani.
gonna. That man's not gonna put his whole
Oh.
legacy on the line for a lie, dude. Rudy Giuliani took down the tobacco companies. I lived in New York while Rudy Giuliani was the mayor. He's the greatest ever we ever had. De Blasio and Cuomo ruined everything. Cuomo's a rapist. He's a sexual predator that promotes his own family. And now, thank God, the media accepts it. He's a sexual predator that promotes his family and doesn't care about nobody else. He don't care.
You're wandering. You're wandering now, Alex. Is what you're doing.
The wandering is this: Desantis has more senior citizens under his control than De Blasio and Cuomo. So why is Cuomo killing all the senior citizens when DeSantis has more under his control? I mean, DeSantis was the guy. DeSantis was the person to watch.
Slow down, Alex. I didn't understand your question.
It was a statement. The statement is,
no, you said why.
How can Cuomo kill senior citizens and not DeSantis when DeSantis has more senior citizens under his watch? Come on, man.
Come on, man. What's that supposed to mean?
That means we're all being lied to. We're all being lied to here by fucking Cuomo, his son, and the Democrats. We have Kamala Harris's daughter or niece, whatever she is.
I would like to have a conversation, but if you're going to wander from Trump's stolen election nonsense now to Cuomo, to killing people and all this is wandering nonsense.
But it's all facts.
No, it's not. It's all a blathering opinion.
Democrats are scared of this.
Who's scared of anything here? It's not about. There's no fear here.
Democrats are scared. I'm talking about this. I mean, they lost their god. Cuomo wears their knight in shining armor.
Actually, if you want to know the report that I heard, of course, if I tell you what you don't want to hear, you're not going to like it. I simply use things that are fact, like reports are fact. Alex, Alex, are you still there?
Yes, I'm
Hello?
listening 100%.
Okay. Are the courts the fact as to their decisions or not? Yes or no?
The question was, what was the fact?
I'm going to ask you again. Are the court's decisions the facts involved in this or not?
The courts have lied.
Oh,
I'm
the courts
sorry.
are lying now. Everybody's lying.
Augie, listen to this. I mean, we're friends here. We're not here to argue and fight. We're
Alex,
just here to
look,
discuss facts.
I would like an intelligent conversation, but let me accept the noise behind you is driving me crazy, frankly. The music. Oh, are you still there?
I can, yes, I can. The thing is, when you
maybe
talk, I mute the noise. I mean, I'm in Puerto Rico.
But
it's a loud state.
But where are you right now?
I'm in Puerto Rico, San Juan. There's street people making music.
I don't mean this. Where are you at this moment?
In the Caribe Hilton. And they're playing music outside. I mean,
Okay, you're in a hotel bar, right?
No, I'm in a bar. I'm in a store. It's like a store half. I don't know what it is, but you can buy alcohol at the store and you can drink outside because for 18 years old you can drink beer. I mean, alcohol is relaxed here.
Okay, well,
they're not going to arrest you for drinking alcohol here.
Yeah, that's all fine. Are we going to talk about something sensible, or are we going to talk about everything but under the sun? Because otherwise, it's a nonsensical argument.
Well, that's what Democrats have been telling me all ever since. I mean, I want to talk about election fraud, and they're like, "Oh, we're not talking about it no more." And they look for excuses.
Alex.
I'm not looking for excuses. I'm a respectable man.
Yeah, you are exactly what you're doing. I'm not. I don't care if you want to talk about it. It makes sense because right now, unless the courts were to agree with you, at least one court, not one of 60 courts, agree with you. Not one.
Of course not. Of course not. Because they're anti-Trump. If you're anti-Trump, why would you agree with him? Like, come on.
Come on, Alex. It's not an argument.
This man Trump has made the economy good for me. I'm the working class, Augie. You're not. Augie, you're respectfully retired. I respect you. You're retired. You have done well in your life, and I respect that, and I will always praise you.
Alex,
I will always praise you to the world.
Alex, let me give it.
You know
back.
that.
Let me give you the same thing back. I respect you, Alex, because you're a working person. But the economy was not great for everybody, not every working person.
The Spanish people, it was. I don't know about the blacks. I don't know about the whites. But for the Latinos, man, this economy was roaring for all of us, man, because of Donald Trump. And we love him
it really, Alex, the economy was set up for him by Obama. Sorry.
Yes, I agree. But guess who carried the torch? You have to carry the torch. You either crash a car or you drive it.
Just you make a point. Let me make a point. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's take turns.
Yes. Intelligently.
We just said that Obama had a good economy. Trump inherited that, and he made it better than what you telling me, right?
Yes, because Obama had a good idea. He said, we're going to save corporations. We're going to save all this and the banks. We're going to regulate them. Not too much. We're going to regulate everybody. And we're going to give them money. Now Obama did good. The problem with Obama is he created Obamacare. Obamacare hurt the poor, hurt the middle class really bad, man.
That's why.
Not only hurt me, it hurt my mother. My mother was a full Obama fan. She loved Obama, had Obama t-shirts, Obama posters, everything. And now Obama said, if you work 40 hours, the company has to pay for your everything, your insurance and everything. And the company said, we're not doing it. And the company was named Walmart.
And they should go to jail. And they should go to jail for that.
I agree.
That's Walmart.
I agree. And Walmart's the biggest employer in America, in the world.
So they should go to, by rigging their hours that way to get around healthcare issues. Those officials that did that for Walmart should be in jail.
I agree.
Okay, so now you agree with that. You also agree that should have happened under Trump. He should have jailed under Trump.
No, because it's all started under Obama. My mom was working 50, 60 hours a week, Talking about Alex, I have the most money I ever had in my life.
Well, slow down.
Obamacare came.
Alex, slow down. I'll accept your point. Okay, fine.
It's my mom. I would not lie about my mother.
I'll accept your mother's point too. Okay.
She's a Democrat to the max. She loves Obama.
Let's accept all that. Okay. But I'll tell you what, that Obamacare has increased in numbers all the time, every year. And so if everybody had a problem with it, they wouldn't increase the numbers. That's a fact. But another thing is, since Walmart isn't suing the people, if Obama didn't jail the officials of Walmart, then Trump should have done that. Why didn't he do it?
Trump went after Walmart. And that's why I love this guy. The first thing Trump did, the first executive order, it's on record, was he canceled the Obama tax. If you don't have insurance, you're not getting taxed no more, dude. You have no insurance, it's your choice. It's your problem. Trump eliminated that. Thank you. Thank you, Trump.
Excuse me. Fine, I accept that you say that. I'm not sure that's true or not. But
no, it's true.
I'm not saying it's not. What I'm asking, though, is since that's true and the crime was committed before and Obama didn't charge these people for crime, why didn't Trump charge them for crime?
Trump didn't need to. He stopped the tax. So guess what? Alex Solis gets an income tax check now. I mean, thank you, Trump. I mean, I'm a poor man, dude. I make $60,000 to $70,000 a year.
Let me ask you.
I'm the bottom of the barrel, man. Now I get an income tax check.
Alex, I'm not going to diminish the fact that you're a major force in the economy of workers, right? You're a major force.
I'm part of the force. I'm the workforce. I mean, we're all. I'm the one ringing up your groceries, dude.
So someone who works in a restaurant is a major. Let's see, of the total workforce, what part are people who work in restaurants?
Huge number. I mean, you're going to go out to eat, and you're not going to have a server, you're not going to have a cook. You get rid of us, who's going to cook your food?
Alex,
I mean, you're retired. You're retired.
Alex, that's not. That's
without us, you guys don't eat. Without us, you guys don't go out to eat. I'm sorry. It's the truth.
Well, let's not. You're off track again. The point is, here's the point. You're probably 10% of the total workforce. Restaurant workers.
That's a joke. No. I'm going to... hold on 1 second. Let me Google what's the total workforce of restaurant workers, because it's not 10%. I'm sorry.
Of the total workforce.
No, yes. Let me Google it right now. Give me 10 seconds. All right, are you there?
Yeah,
so it is 10%.
Oh, wow, I was right, huh?
But what 10% is huge, a big number. It's millions. It's millions of Americans.
You just had to concede what I said, okay? And that's all right. So that means it's 10% of 100%. So there's 90% of other workers out there, more than the people like yourself.
But think about how big 10% is, though. Think about how big 10% is.
It's 10%.
You take away us, you got 10% unemployment.
You got unemployment in all areas. What are you talking about?
You'll destroy the economy. You take us away.
Here's the problem you're in. You're making an argument from a very small percentage of the total workforce.
And to you, it's small. To you, it's small.
Alex, it's 10%, however you want to put it.
But they feed people. So you want to take away the restaurants in America? Go ahead.
Alex, stop justifying.
You'll bankrupt America.
Stop. You're going to tell me if you... No. You're not going to tell me now that restaurant workers are so important that if you get rid of all the restaurant workers, the economy's going to fall apart.
Yes, because 90% of the workers, essential workers, were restaurant workers. Think about that. Think about that. You
Alex,
want to get the stats up?
you're making wild accusations and charges here.
Okay, so how
They're
are you
not.
gonna eat? How are you gonna eat every day? You're gonna cook your own food?
Well, a lot of people cook for themselves. What are you talking? I cook for myself a lot of the time.
So I want you for the next month. Don't buy nothing from restaurants and see how good you live. It will tear down the quality of life you have. You take away us.
Well, Alex, I'm not. See what you're doing here it's a false argument you're making, but you want to make it anyway. So let me let you do what you want to do. Um, yes, people like to go to restaurants, but what businesses fall into probably a third of what it was? Restaurants. That's way down. And I'm not talking about one business or one corporation or another. Across the board, it's down, way down. So it's
Well,
because people.
Desantis, well, let's go state by state.
Now, wait a
Okay,
minute.
Florida
Wait a
is
minute.
restaurant
Wait.
and health,
Slow down. Slow down.
90%. Let's go state by
Slow
state
down.
now.
Slow down.
Well, you
Slow
change the
down. Now,
percentages.
Alex, you're going to throw percentages around. It's a waste of time. We're not going to continue talking if you're going to do it that way. We're
But
either
that's
going to
not right.
stay on the point and finish the point as we go along. And so, what you want to argue about what states do? What's that have to do with anything?
Because 90% of jobs in Florida are restaurant and healthcare jobs.
That's not true. Oh, healthcare. You're putting now you're putting restaurants with healthcare. Jesus Christ. No, healthcare probably is in Florida. Healthcare is probably 60-70% of the jobs. And if you add restaurants to that, it's 5% on top of that. It's not that big a number. It's big because you're in the middle of that. That's why it's big to you.
It's big because that's all there is. I mean, DeSantis went to a restaurant and said, "Look, I'm not shutting my state down because these people depend on me. I'm sorry, guys." He said, "You could care about the coronavirus. I care a lot, but guess what?" He sat in the restaurant and said it. These people will work. They work at half capacity, but they will work because they're the only jobs we have in Florida, and that's why I love DeSantis. He saved me.
The biggest two employers in Florida are construction workers and healthcare workers. That's the biggest employer. And then the other big employer that's about third is people working in government, like the county government, things like that. The biggest in Sarasota County, biggest two employers are county workers and the hospitals. I mean, Sarasota County, for example, 85% of the people make no more than families of four make no more. The maximum they consider the middle area makes no more than about
the biggest industry in Florida is tourism. It's not construction. It's not healthcare. Sorry.
Right.
It's tourism.
But that's in season.
It don't matter. It doesn't matter. The biggest industry in Florida, period. Google it if you don't believe me.
Well, I'm going to tell you. You Google it, but tell me what it is.
It's tourism.
No. Tell me what's the percentage of workers.
120 million people.
120 million people in Florida.
That visit Florida every year just for tourism. Now you take a restaurants. I guarantee none of these people will come here. I'm sorry to say it, dude. You can talk down on restaurants, but we're the reason why Florida exists. It's not healthcare. It's the restaurants. It's tourism. You take away us? Go ahead, take away us. You'll have to cook at home every day. You'll be buying at Publix and buying your tuna in Publix and cooking it at home.
Alex, you have no union.
We never will. We don't need it here. We have DeSantis. We don't need a union.
All you need is a dictator. That's all you need.
All we need is DeSantis. If Ron DeSantis runs for president, he's got my vote because he always cared about me. He's seen that I need a job. I can't live off unemployment. He's seen that, and I respect him.
Yeah, excuse me, but I'm going to blow smoke on that one.
Let's do it.
Yeah, just a second. So you're telling me there's 120 million people in tourism, right? That's what you just said.
You said what?
You just told me there was 120 million people in tourism.
A year.
What do you mean a year?
A year. 120 million come here a year to
Oh,
eat
people
at
who
restaurants.
visit. Oh,
Yes.
I see. But not. I said workers. I asked you for workers. You didn't give me workers.
You want to take away the workers? Fine. I'll call Desantis tomorrow and say, look, dude, destroy the restaurants because Augi said it's going to be fine. You take away the restaurants, we're still going to survive. That's a joke, man. The economy will collapse in a second. Florida has no other economy than restaurants.
Alex, let's understand a couple things. One, there's no group of workers that work in restaurants that are unified to quit their work to make a case like that.
We don't need to. We have people. We have politicians back us up. Why are we going to be unionizing and quitting? We make over $50,000 a year without college educations. Why would we do that? Why would we go against the system?
You're telling me you just made. I'm going to ask you a question about what you just said. The restaurant workers make $60,000 a year, right?
50,000 on average. That's the bottom.
So you mean they're making somewhere like 100 down to 10?
They make an average of $50,000 a year. Hourly.
Why don't, since we're talking about Googling, why don't you Google that?
I will right now. Give me 10 seconds. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
$40,000 to $60,000 a year.
Average worker?
Yes, for a restaurant worker, not management. We're talking about the bottom of the barrel.
Oh, wait a minute. You said management.
No, we're not talking about management. We're talking about the bottom of the barrel. It's 40 to 60.
All workers.
Now, management goes up. Yes. It's
all
Google.
workers
I mean,
between 40 and 60,000 a year. So
yes.
The bus boys, all those people make 40,000.
Yes.
You're kidding me. You've got to be kidding. No one will believe that.
They can Google it. That's not a problem. Call me a liar. Why don't
you Google bus boys? What do they make? No. Google bus boys. Tell me what it says.
I will. Give me 10 seconds. I will Google bus boys. No problem. I'll do what you say.
I'm taking your word for it.
I will Google right now. What's the average bus boy make in Florida? No problem. Give me 10 seconds. I'll be right back. Hello?
Yeah.
It's $20,000 a year.
Oh, it's half of the 40,000. Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. That's the average, right?
But what restaurants really have busboys anymore? Nobody, man. I'm sorry to say it. Like you're far away from the economy because you don't work in the economy. I'm in the industry. I'm in this industry active.
So the guy that I hired for the last 15 years, who makes about $30,000 a year from me for repair work, I don't know anything about it, right?
Maybe you're the problem. Maybe you're paying too low when the economy says you need to get 40, 50, 60 grand.
I pay $15 an hour, and I've been paying it for 15 years.
But he's not a bus boy. He's a construction worker.
Well,
so you're gypping him. You're gypping him. He should make 20.
Perhaps. Some days I give him 20, actually. But the point of this argument seems to be that you think that the economy depends on restaurant workers. And I'll tell you right now.
The Florida does, yes.
It's not about whether they're needed or not. It's not about that. It's that the economy doesn't need restaurants. Can go along. I mean, you think Amazon cares about restaurants, the workers there? Not a bit. They're working.
We're
They're
not
working.
talking about. We're not. That's what I'm saying. You're going off the track now. Just like you said I was.
What track am
I
I
said
going off of?
DeSantis cares about restaurant workers. He cares
Oh,
about the 40 to 60. He cares about the 40 to $60,000 salaries, hourly wages too. And
so
he does. I mean, you want to fight him? Fight him. He'll fight
I'm
you
not.
back. Vote against him. Vote against him. It's your
I'm
American
not.
right.
Alex, this is getting sillier by the moment. Um, you just
How?
well, because you just said the average. This is the average busboy makes
Average.
20,000.
Yes.
What
Go
you
ahead.
said. Am I right? I'm just taking your word.
The
And
busboy is the first position you get when you enter a restaurant. So you're a busboy for 2 months, dude. I mean, be real, man. You're a busboy for 2-3 months, and then you're a server or you're a dishwasher or you're a cook. Now you're in the $40,000 to $60,000 range. I know this because why? I'm in the economy. I'm not a retired individual.
well, you can put
I'm
me down.
not. I have to work for a living. I have to work.
You think because listen, Alex, I had a company that I had 50 employees. Okay, and they all made back in the 80s made $18 an hour. My employees did. I
Doing
paid
what?
high wages.
In what restaurant you owned that they were doing that?
And pardon me?
Were they working in a restaurant?
No, they were construction workers. They were painters. They were all kinds of people.
Yes, and that's the average wage for those kind of workers. I mean, and the wage goes up. But for restaurants, it's different.
Alex, you don't have to tell me that. I know that. And everybody else knows that. The problem you're creating, or you think you're creating, is an argument around whether Desantis loves restaurant workers or not. It's ridiculous. He didn't give a shit about. But he may tell you that, but he doesn't really care.
Then why did he tell the restaurant owners, you can open up 100%. I don't care. Just respect the coronavirus laws, please. Don't make me look stupid. That's what he said. Don't make me look
Then,
stupid. Just
then
I'll
did
open
he?
you up 100%.
Then he should have come out for the $15 minimum, and he
We
didn't.
have that already, man.
No,
Honestly, we have that
no,
already, dude. We
no,
had that
no.
before. We have that already. Florida's the
How,
first state. Florida's the first state to accept that we need it, and they said we're going to do it. We did that before anybody else. This is
so
all
you tell me,
facts.
you tell me minimum wage is legal. Let me ask you this question. You're really throwing shit out here because are you telling me the minimum wage in Florida is $15 an hour?
Yes, but it's
That's
going to gradually increase to 15.
okay.
I think it's 2 years.
Wait,
I think
wait,
it's
wait,
2 years
wait,
from
wait,
now.
wait a minute. Wait. You said
Let me get the
it's going to
facts.
crash.
Give me 10 seconds. I'll get the facts. I mean, you're talking against DeSantis, man. I mean, Florida will defend him to the max because we're employed because of him, dude. Yeah, we're employed because of him.
Are you looking up the minimum tax? Don't tell me how lovely DeSantis is.
I mean, that's the way it is, man.
No, what is? I just asked you, what's the minimum wage in Florida by law?
It's like $8-9. I can get the exact.
Yeah, get it exact. By law.
$8.65.
So it's not
But
even
it's going to
$9.
gradually increase. He has it on
Oh,
track where it gradually increases to 15.
so you're
We're the
predicting
first
something.
state to do it.
You're predicting something.
No, this is facts. It's 8.65, but it's on track to 15.
But you're
I mean,
predicting
the world's seen it. The world has seen the laws passed to do that.
no, there's no law passed to increase it. Not at all.
That's crazy because now you're going against the facts. I mean, your viewers are going to
No,
see
wait a
this.
minute, Alex. It's either 865 or it's not. What is it? It's 865.
To gradually increase to 15 within a couple years.
Oh, you mean you're predicting that?
No,
You don't.
this is in place. We're the first state to do this.
You're saying that the state has voted in the legislature to
Yes.
increase to the $15 an hour increase.
Yes. Yes.
So
This is facts.
so
It's not going to happen overnight, but within a couple years, has been voted. It's in place. It's not going to change. No
Okay, fine.
Democrat, no
So
Republican will change that. It's in place now.
since we're checking things through Google, please Google what the legislation is that says that.
When the news, November 18th, they passed it. November 18th, they passed the $15 minimum wage.
What did they pass?
Yep. What did they what?
You're telling me they passed a law that said
Yes.
$15 an
$15 an
hour.
hour. November 15th,
By
2020.
what year? By what year?
Can I get a mask from over there? Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Oh, yeah. No problem, my friend. No problem. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Florida's the first state in the South to do it, the 8th state in America to do it. 2026. 2026.
So
Florida is the first state in the South and the 8th state in America to pass this
to
law.
To agree to a $15 an hour to begin in 26.
Yes.
So it's up until 26. They pay what? Well,
And it's going to
$8.65.
gradually increase. And thank God for Desantis. Ron DeSantis.
Yeah, but you're making
which I know Democrats hate it. So we're successful. I mean, I know I would be mad too. If Michigan's closed, California's closed, everybody's moving from New York to California to Florida, I'd be mad too if I'm Democrat. I'd be depressed. Like my party lost.
Alex, the reason people are moving to Florida is because Texas lost all their visitors. It's a Republican state, by the way, like Florida, and they lost them all because of the electrical situation there that went to hell. So all the tourism that was equal to Florida previously was moved to Florida because it's untrustworthy to move to Texas, only because of weather. Oh yeah.
Well, this was happening before the storm, so I mean, to say that argument, it's like ridiculous, because there's like so many articles on Google right now saying the flood has come from New York and California before the storm in Texas. That's just embarrassing.
Alex, you're not wrong about that. A lot of the people are moving to Florida. A lot more people are moving to North Carolina, actually.
It's just embarrassing for a Democrat right nowadays because your state's losing population.
It's a Republican state, Florida.
Yes, and guess what? Everybody's coming here because of the movement. I mean, respect the movement or disrespect the movement. It's happening. It's a workers' movement. I'm sorry.
No, you're not, Alex.
It's the facts.
Alex, you don't listen worth a shit. You know that, frankly. I'm not disagreeing with you on that point. Okay, you don't know what I'm agreeing on, what I'm disagreeing on. I'm trying to get you to tell me straight what's up and what's down, so you can make me understand what it is I don't understand. I'm willing to admit that I don't understand some things. I don't think you are. I think you're wanting to believe things so badly you want to glomp onto it and hang on like a dog with a bone. But nonetheless, the 15-hour is going to become a fact of life in 26. That's what you're saying. The state legislature has voted on, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So that's not DeSantis, is it?
Yes, it's DeSantis.
He won't be in office then.
It was approved while he was in office. He pushed it. He approved it. He wanted it to happen.
Well, that's a good thing if he did that.
I'm thankful for him. I'm thankful for him because it affected me personally.
So
I'm a restaurant worker, man. I mean, it affected me personally. Now I can afford more money.
How did it affect you?
Because New York State was the Empire State. It's no longer. Florida is the Empire State.
What's that have to do with Florida?
Because everybody coming from New York and California is moving here in a massive amount.
Uh-huh.
It's ridiculous, man. It's embarrassing. I'm from New York, where when I lived in New York, I lived in Long Island, New York. The greatest part of America is Long Island, New York.
What do you think you're making? I mean, you're not. We're not in disagreement that there's a big movement to the South generally, in Florida in particular, for 2 or 3 reasons. One, the taxes are low in Florida, always have been. I moved here for that reason way back, and I traded my property in Illinois to buy property in Florida. So I understand this, and I'm not in disagreement with that. But this had nothing to do with Trump. It had nothing to do with DeSantis. This is because Florida is what it is. It's a warm weather state, and you got beaches. You know, the minute they open up Cuba, Florida's going to be in bad trouble. I'm telling you, Cuba is much more better beaches and mountains to boot. So you know, the economics move with the best economies, and you don't have industry here. You just don't. Other than
Ah.
you don't. What industry do you have?
I mean, you just
No,
you
no,
hate. It sounds like you hate Florida. It sounds like you hate this place. I mean, don't disrespect the boom. Wall Street says, "Hey, look, we love Florida, guys. Wanna know why? Because of DeSantis. All the CEOs
Alex,
of all the
slow
companies
down.
said we love Florida
Alex,
because of
slow
DeSantis.
down. Alex,
You want to go
please
against corporations?
just stop this nonsense a bit because you're throwing shit against the wall, hoping something sticks and somebody buys your shit. I'm simply telling you there is no industry here. There's beyond the entertainment industry in Orlando, and the general tourism that you have, which is good, and the construction industry. There isn't much else. They don't make things here. So therefore there's no internships and there's no unions to put workers together. The health industry is the biggest thing
What?
they have might be called an industry, but there is no factories. I mean, they're not moving. Bezos is moving here to build anything, and uh,
What?
you know
Bezos has freaking plants in
where
Palmetto
what you got?
that pay over $20 an hour.
What
Are
is
you crazy?
what's you got?
Bezos is one of the best employers here.
What's
I
you
think
got?
that the problem is here is
It's Amazon, right?
the people who have money don't understand. People who are retired, they don't understand the working man's
Yeah, but
lifestyle.
you're trying to characterize me as those people. Hey, Augie, one of those people. So don't listen to what he's saying.
He's a
That's what
Democrat and retired. He has no connection to the working class.
I don't have
You're a
any idea.
Democrat and you're retired. I love you
Well,
to death, man.
Alex, excuse me. If you think that's an insult that uh, you can tell dumbasses out there, I guess you can do that all day long. That doesn't discredit me. I had a corporation for 15 years that I ran.
I'm
Took
not
it
I'm
out.
not discrediting you, Augie. Don't think that. I'm not discrediting to you, dude.
You're doing a very big insult on me. You definitely are.
I'm just
And
saying, if you want to
so,
talk
you know
about
what,
the economy here, at least be in it. At least be a part of it.
Alex, I understand a lot more than you're giving me credit for here. So all I'm doing is trying to get you to agree to Google certain things, and we've done that a few times and demonstrated you were wrong. So that's okay. But all we want to do is come to some factoids here instead of a raft of opinions. And the raft of opinions are worth salt, spit. The fact is that
I'm
the
not talking
economy,
opinions.
hell, you are. That's all you're
I
doing.
wish I was. I mean, it's not like that. I mean, thank God that DeSantis really is working for the working man. Thank God DeSantis is pushing for the restaurants
So
to stay open.
let's just talk about DeSantis a second, since you're going to go in these circles. You've got a nail in your shoe. You're walking on dirt. That's an opinion you're stuck with. So DeSantis is wonderful. You know what he just did recently? How wonderful he is
For the
regarding
restaurants.
regarding the vaccines. You know what he just did? Have you
You know
heard?
how easy it is to get a vaccine in Florida? All I do is sign a paper and I have it. I mean, the coronavirus test, I took 3 for free, thanks to DeSantis in seconds. I signed up and I was immediately approved for the test
Did you get the
in
test?
seconds.
Did you get the
I took
vaccine?
3 of them.
Did you get the vaccine?
I declined it.
Oh, no. You were offered the vaccine. You declined it.
I didn't pursue it.
So you didn't even try to get it.
No, but it's in my path because Chili's offered it and I declined it. The company I work for offered it and said, "Please get the vaccine. We'll pay for it. We'll do everything you want. We'll make it easy for you." And I said, "No, I'm okay." I
Slow
told them
down,
no.
Alex. You have a very uh, um, bad manners. You don't listen. You only talk.
Fine,
You really do that. That's your bad manners.
fine.
So, so fact, they told you a date you could get your vaccine, right?
Yes, Chili's did. It's on the wall. Chili's actually said, if you don't take the vaccine that we pay for, you're in trouble with us. Okay. The company told me that.
Okay, good. That's that. So what day was that you were going to get your vaccine?
It was in February. I'll when I go back to Florida, I go back to work. I go back to work Sunday. I can take the picture and show everybody the picture
Alex,
of the statements.
Alex, slow. It's not hard. Well, I'm coming to something else. Okay, so I'm trying to set a frame to the argument. You said you got this offered by Chili's, and I don't doubt it. That's it. Desantis took 2 area codes and gave the vaccines to those area codes, and he gave the vaccines. He ordered it to be given to certain developers. I think it was Baroof and one other, Benderson, I think. But they gave out the vaccines just a week or so ago. It hit the newspapers. People in Lakewood Ranch and certain area codes were getting all the vaccines that were available. People who are up in arms about what Mr. Wonderful DeSantis did, that bullshit. He made special treatment of people who gave backing in primarily Republican areas to him. That's called graft and fraud. That's your guy. That headline.
Con shot. Sí, hace 15 horas aquí, amiga.
So, did you hear what I said? Are you still there?
Yes, I'm here. I just had to turn the phone off. I had to turn the mic off so the background noise wasn't too much.
So he's now being charged. The headlines in the papers that he's given favoritism to wealthy supporters.
It's a lie.
Oh no, it's not a lie. They proved it.
I did my own research on his own place in the villages. He's right to do it because 99% of the old people live in that area, dude. Con shot, amiga.
90% of what people?
Total 12.25. Okay, S2. Yeah. So what Desantis did was smart. He found the location where all the seniors congregate. He made it happen for him. I'm not mad about that.
Alex, I just told you a headline that made the newspaper, and it's a broadcast everywhere that DeSantis is in political trouble for having played favorites with the vaccine.
Yo puedo tener dos limón. Limón. Dos. Yo puedo tener dos. You want another one? Yeah. Hey, the thing is, okay, ask me this. How many young people live in Lakewood Ranch? How many young people live in that area? Come on. 0.
Alex,
so for him to do that.
Alex, I don't know. But that's irrelevant. There's a lot of old people in Florida. He's zeroed in on his financial supporters in Lakewood Ranch over everybody else.
That's I don't know, man. If I was Desantis, I put the vaccinations in Lakewood Ranch. Want to know why? All the old people, all the seniors who need it, well, there. I will support them.
So the seniors that live anywhere else go fuck themselves, right?
The who?
The seniors who live everywhere else can go fuck themselves, right?
No, but unfortunately.
You are so blinded by DeSantis, you don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Augie, there's no young people in Lakewood Ranch. Like, why don't you understand that? There's no kids there, dude. There's nobody under freaking 55 there. So why not put the vaccines there, man?
I don't. You know, Alex, you've been demonstrably wrong by your own Googling several times now, and now you're making that statement too. You don't know that either.
That's a fact. I mean, okay, give me 10 seconds. I'll show you the percentage of senior citizens live in Lakewood Ranch. It's almost 100%. There's no young people there, man. I'm sorry to say it. There's no young people there, man. Like maybe 1% or 2% is under 45. Lakewood Ranch is the perfect spot to put a vaccine place, and that's what DeSantis said.
I mean, that's what his excuse was.
I'm for it. I'm not mad about that. Like my parents live around there.
You know, he's
Give it to him.
he's exactly like Scott. Same thing.
No, he's opposite of Scott.
He's exactly like him.
Scott's
What did
anti-economy.
Scott did the same bullshit. He told people what they wanted to hear and did something else. He did it all. That's what he does. He's a Republican.
Desantis is his own Republican. He's not the Republican Party. He does his own thing. It's not like he's following a logic of somebody else. No.
You really don't know anything about him, Alex. I'm going to tell you right now. You just like him because you think you benefited as a worker in the restaurant business, and that makes everything mean everything. He screwed a lot of middle people big time.
How?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Absolutely.
How? Let's talk about it. How?
Well, Desantis screwed. Well, if you want to talk to small business, talk to what he did with the business on and off on the shutdowns. He shut things down too, you know, at one point, and then he had to back off of all that. That the locals here, Tony's Meats. He's got the brewing company. He's been screwed over by everything DeSantis has done as a governor, and the Republican Party in particular. They just screw everybody. They don't care. They're Republicans.
That's crazy. That's crazy, man. I'm sorry. That's crazy.
They kiss the ass of money and do it every time, over anybody or everything. And then they claim Christianity. What a joke.
That's nuts, man. I don't know, man. I'm watching the Puerto Rican people. I'm watching the Florida people.
Alex, you're following the glittering ball, the bouncing ball.
We're pro DeSantis. We're not Democrats. We're not Republicans. We're DeSantis. We always will be.
Who's we? Who's we?
The people of Florida, the restaurant workers, the healthcare workers.
Yeah.
I have healthcare workers that will back me up in saying that this man has kept our jobs. He kept us while Michigan, California, New York. I can't live, Augie, I cannot live off unemployment. I've been on unemployment for 2 months. It was the worst feeling I ever had. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm sure that's true.
I honestly thought I could never work in a restaurant again.
Now you're talking in a real way when you said that. That's real. If you
seriously,
let me support you a little bit, okay? Let me support you.
You know, I was with you, man. I made YouTube videos with you when I was unemployed. I mean, we have experience in this, like serious history in the world.
So what's my problem? Let me see if I can put it in Alex's terms. Augie, I don't want to say it, but you're old and you're retired and you're going to work for it. And you've got money, so you don't understand ordinary people.
Don't ever say you're old. Don't ever say you're old, because Augie, you're not old, dude. You're not old at all. The problem is you're retired. And you're not a part of the economy. I mean, you're a part of the economy because you spend money every day in the economy, and I respect you, man. You go to restaurants every day.
No, I don't. I don't intend to go into restaurants spending. Last year in the economy, I spent up in Illinois. You don't see that because you don't see my 14 properties I have up there. I spent $1,000. Jesus Christ, that noise is maddening. Jesus Christ. I spent over $100,000 in repairs on properties I have up there. Put new roofs on and things like that. Lots of stuff. And that's $100,000 in the economy in Illinois to maintain properties I have up there. So I don't have that many properties here, but I spend a bunch here as well. And it cost me, well, this guy did damage, the one you knew about. He cost, the estimate of the cops was about $15,000. I got about half of that under half of that from my insurance. But the point was I did get some money back. But, you know, I lost rents in the meantime, all of that. So when you spend money or you infect the economy or you support the economy, infecting it is make it worse. I think that the Republican Party basically infects the economy. They suck the tax money out to give tax cuts to the very wealthy who don't need it, and don't invest in the infrastructure. Don't put a dime in anything but some roads here and there. That's not infrastructure. That's not serious infrastructure. You got to rebuild this country, and there's no promise, no hope in the Republican Party to do that. They're totally untrustworthy. And the reason they're untrustworthy is they follow Trump. They tried to tear down the government, threatened to kill the vice president, hang him, threatened to kill Pelosi. Well, she's a Democrat, so go ahead and kill her. But that's what they threatened to do. And Trump said, go do it. And those people he told to go do it are going to go to jail. And they should. And there are a lot of Republicans in that bunch. Did you hear any of what I said? You did.
That's whole other conversation. We're talking about the economy of Florida.
I think what all Florida, some people refer to Florida as the anus of the United States, the anus of the United States. That's the asshole of the United States. It's where the people go in to retire, to get ready to die. That's why people mock Florida to a large, but it is always a money state. There's a scandal that just hit recently. This woman did what they call guardianship. Now, when old people get in the hospital and their family all is dead and they're the only one around, and they've got a big estate with big money, they become incoherent sometimes. They're not able to help themselves. And courts will sometimes appoint guardians. It's hard to get guardians. And this is a new scandal. It's been out there a long time. This one woman, what she did was she talked to nurses in the hospital. Do you know anybody in trouble, needs a guardianship? And so she would latch onto these people and become their guardian, go to court with a lawyer. She had lawyers, 2 or 3 of them, and they'd line up these people to make her a guardian for them. She had 400 guardianships. Now, you can't take care of one person by yourself very well. So how did she do it? She would ship these people after they left the hospital, very often, to these nursing homes out of state of Florida. And so she'd find cheap nursing homes and park them there. They'd end up dying there. But she would get all their money, get control of their estate, and assign everything over to herself. They estimate she collected almost $1 billion in estate money from different people that way. These people parked in these nursing homes. What happened? She got caught by changing. You know what DNR is? Do not resuscitate. You've heard of that? When somebody's dying, and so what a lot of people do is they put in their will, don't resuscitate, DNR, do not resuscitate. And why do they do that? Because they don't want to suffer. But some people don't want that. They want to continue on and want to live. Well, she got a hold of this guy by the name of Stryker, who's a very prominent guy. I can't think of what he did now, but I'll look it up. And he's very prominent. But he changed his wish as to dying to DNR, do not resuscitate. And the doctors argued with her, he's going to live fine, just leave him alone. Well, he's got his DNR changed. It's in his will. What she did was had the attorneys rewrite his will and had him sign it. And he didn't know that she had changed that. So he's perfectly well. They had kept feeding tube, right? And she said, you're cutting that off. So she showed him the DNR that she had rigged. And they said, oh, he's got a DNR, don't resuscitate. Well, but he's going to be fine. They argued with her. And she had it done and he died. And they decided to look into it and found out these lawyers had done that. So they brought charges. The prosecutor brought charges against her. But she had done this kind of thing with hundreds of people and continued to hold control of hundreds of people. So the business of being old is to be trapped here. They call it God's waiting room for a reason. And but then there's people who live a long time and live rather healthy and look not their age at all. But this first person, this predator female with lawyers, was able to do that to people. This is a wonderful state, right? Bullshit. It's a state where people have predators stalking them all the time, and that's what she is and was. So this is run by.
But listen to what you're saying. Listen to what you're saying. predators stalking them. I mean, obviously, people come here and retire with a lot of money. I mean, if you have $100,000 to retire with, I mean,
That's nothing.
that's nothing. But still, like you're a predator. Like you're gonna be tracked down. Like no matter what.
No. The predator is the woman herself. She's the predator.
Who
That's
is?
the woman that got the guardianships and control of these people. When you lose, guardianships are designed to take your rights away from you and all the things you have, the ownership of anything. And then she got another thing she did. She had this one woman under guardianship who owned a hotel, and the woman didn't want to sell the hotel. She forced her to sell the hotel because she had the paperwork and the lawyers to do it, and she had guardians.
So
You can have that noise again. Jesus Christ.
that's fine. I hear you perfectly. I live in Puerto Rico, but the thing is, what you're saying is, Augie.
Yeah,
What you're
okay.
saying is, people are trying to come after your retirement. It's going to happen in New York. It's going to happen in Florida. It's going to be everywhere else. What I'm saying is, Augie, is the working class has an opportunity and a chance because of this Ron DeSantis. Man, we have a chance. We have opportunity, dude.
Since you so believe that, tell me something. Why do students that come out of high school here or even college, why don't they stay here? They don't. They go away.
They will now because they have no other choice. But they go to Michigan and California where they take away their jobs. You're not allowed to work. You're not allowed to do anything, dude. Go to California. Sit in your house all day. I have 90% of my family's in New York right now. They sit in their house all day, man. They're young and they're quarantined. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, but you're talking about the wrong. You're mixing two things, and you're screwing them up because you're mixing them. And what I'm talking about is young people when they leave Florida, they don't stay in Florida unless they're going into nursing. They or if they're want to do construction. There's not much else here for most young people to do. Just isn't. And so they go elsewhere, whether it's North Carolina, whether it's Georgia, Atlanta, whether it's whatever big cities. They'll go to big cities a lot. They'll go to places they're resourceful. The pandemic puts people in quarantine because the governors do it one way or another. But the point is, when people leave to go from college or high school to something else, they don't stay here mostly. That's just a fact.
They'll be going to Florida State. They're going to Florida Gator College. I mean, for real.
When they're done there, they don't stay there.
No, they get jobs elsewhere.
That's what I just said.
It's the way of the world, man. But at least we have an opportunity here. We are open. Open here.
We don't have industry that means anything other than healthcare. That's the only strong industry Florida has. Not industry.
No, you're a liar. You're a liar in that. I'm sorry. You say that, you take away my job, man. Like you said, Augie, you're my friend. Augie is a friend of Alex Solis's.
You just called me a liar.
But you can't say that because I'm not a healthcare guy, dude. I'm not going to wipe nobody's ass. I'm not going to be a CNA. CNA jobs have been booming in Florida since day one. But I'm a restaurant worker because
I'm a liar that just said healthcare is the only industry they really have. That's it.
Yes, you're a liar because the restaurant industry was saved by DeSantis, and DeSantis said, "Look, restaurants are wide open, guys. Come into my restaurants. Put your fucking mask on,
Alex,
and respect the laws. But restaurants are 100%.
Alex, they are not an industry.
Yes, it is, man. Come on, Augie. You go by tune every day.
Alex, you went to.
Come on, man.
You looked up the percentage.
Dude,
in the 10%. Country. That's a low minority.
So if you take away 10%, that's 10% unemployment off rip, dude. Come on, man.
What are you talking about? That's 10% unemployment. What are you talking about?
You take away the restaurant industry, dude. Okay, you said take away the restaurant industry, right? That's 10% unemployment, dude. That's bad, man. That's not even funny.
Well, Alex,
that's like.
But you're making a point. I don't know what the hell you're talking about now. You lost me.
10%. You take. Okay, you said restaurant jobs not important in Florida. Yes or no? Did you say that? Or yes or no?
Small percentage, yeah.
So you're telling the viewers and me that's correct. restaurant jobs are not important in Florida. Yes or no?
They're not. They're not major.
Really, dude?
Not when they're 10%.
Really?
Yeah,
Come on. You want 10% of people in Florida
Alex,
unemployed?
let me stop you a second. Okay,
Come on, man. You're making this stuff look bad in
you
front of the
really,
viewers.
Alex, you really. Excuse me. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna worry about whether you call me a liar 2 or 3 times, which you did. But the fact is, this is fact. You cited 10%. Any industry in any country where you have a percentage of 10% of workers, if that industry dies up or dries up or whatever, it doesn't ruin the economy. It's not 90%, it's not 60%, it's 10%. So it doesn't have the weight of problems if it goes away.
10% is a big weight, man. I'm in the market. I'm an investor. If I lose 10%, I'm closing out at 5%. I'm not closing out at 10%. I'm sorry. My investment goes down 10%. I'm in trouble, dude.
But you're talking about 2 different things. They're not the
No,
same.
if I own a restaurant, my restaurant goes to zero. I'm in trouble, dude.
Yeah,
You're
you
talking about
are.
all restaurants go to zero in Florida. That's
I,
not right, man. Come
Alex,
on.
if they listen, you're going. I can show you cities that are already have dried up, even in Florida, because there's and the restaurants have gone first. They're gone.
Okay,
So
Augie, then yeah, we're like New York and California. So
right
Augie,
here,
where do
no,
I
right
go?
here,
Where do I
right
go,
here.
dude? Where do I go? Tell me. I have no college education. I have no high school education either. I make $1,300 a week in Florida. $1,300 cash a week in Florida. So where do I go, man? Tell me. Help me out.
Alex, you're making you've got this all screwed up again. I'm not telling you that it's not something to do and that you can make some money at it, but as a total industry, it's pretty insignificant, pretty unimportant as an industry. It may be important to you as a job that you can make some money at. Fine. I'm not saying that's not true, but when you no, I just
You tell me restaurants are not going to be in Florida anymore. I mean, I don't know what you're telling me. Are you telling me that Florida does not need restaurants? Are you
I'm saying
saying that Florida does not need restaurants? Yes or
they,
no?
relatively speaking, no.
That's nuts.
No, they don't need them. They don't need them.
Then start
Why do
putting
you
bars in your windows.
why do you think that Uber and those things deliver food all the time? You know why?
Because they have restaurants that fucking cook for them.
Well, but they can get food at a lot of different places without doing that. They can get cooked food at Publix for that matter. That's not a restaurant.
You take one of the cooks from restaurant. I mean, dude, what you're saying is really crazy, man. Because, dude, only people I know work in restaurants. Publix has one of the best jobs in Florida.
Let me since you want to talk on this microwave, let's
Let's
talk about
talk, man.
you talk. Just listen. You're not good. You go ranting off and making a bunch of statements. You make accusations against me, at least to my face. But the point is, we went to Gecko's, right? And I remember when Gecko's was Harry's restaurant. Okay, Harry's restaurant. Their cook made $100,000 a year at the time. And Harry
The
then had a
cook.
manager, the cook, yeah, the chef, the head cook.
But he deserves it. He deserves it. He's the main chef.
Alex,
He
Alex,
deserves it. Cheers to
Alex,
him.
Alex. I'm not saying anything, but you're just not listening long enough to know what the fuck anybody's talking about. So I'm going to tell you the story here, so you get it, so you understand.
Please.
So
Please do.
you're not understanding what I'm saying. So you went with me to Gecko's one time and you ordered a hot hamburger, and we were not expecting much. It turned out to be a decent hamburger, but it turns out that's about the only thing that they had was any good. And I went there later to get a hamburger, and the hamburger went to shit. They cut the wages of their cook way down, and the rest of the food went to shit as well. So that's Gecko's. Yours is Harry's.
Gecko's had the number one burger in Sarasota. It was rated the number one burger. Now I agree. I agree. It is without the bun. The bun made it shit.
Well,
Now
but I
that's
ordered.
serious, right
Listen,
now.
listen a minute. I'm trying to. agree with you. You don't even let me agree with you. Jesus, you want to be right about everything. So I went there to get, and I liked their hamburgers. I won't go there and eat another hamburger. I ordered rare, which is the least amount of cooking. They cooked it well done on me. Okay, and it was dry and shitty. And I said, "Is this what I ordered?" No. Well, I tried to eat it. I could not fucking finish it.
Happens all the time, man.
No. What happens is people aren't paid enough in restaurants. The wages are too low consistently. You happen to be in a place where you're protected, so you're all in on restaurants that way. But they're not an industry that the country depends on.
No, that's why I disagree. Come on, you take away restaurants in America, man. You take away America. I'm sorry to say it, man. McDonald's is #1 restaurant in the world. You take away America. You take away the #1 restaurant in the world. Like, come on, man. That doesn't make sense, man. You want to be Democrat? Be Democrat. But don't take away my restaurants, please.
Wait a minute.
I'm begging you. I'm begging you personally. Please don't push that, please.
Slow down.
I'm begging you personally, man. Don't push that.
I'm going to talk over you like you do me. Okay? I don't think for 1 minute that McDonald's is worth shit as far as food goes.
Oh, come on.
It's worthless. I used to like their fish sandwiches. The only thing I like at McDonald's now is their egg McMuffin. That's it.
It's delicious.
But without liking one thing or liking another, the general condition of the product that's being put out, people are finding out they can do without. And they are doing just that.
We're not doing without the egg McMuffin. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to tell you that. We're not doing without the egg McMuffin. We're not. It's a staple of American culture, dude. It's an egg with the McDonald's muffins. It's delicious.
Alex, that's the one thing I said I liked, if you listen to me, but you don't.
Yes, but you're saying we're doing without of it. We're not doing without of that, dude.
What I'm saying is, now you're not listening. You listen to words, listen to ideas. You just don't. The idea is the restaurant business as a whole is in the country. Not in Florida so much, because Florida's at this particular time, we got a flood of people come in with tourism, which is different. It's going to be bigger this year than it's ever been because of Texas. People in Galveston, to Florida, that were going for vacation to Galveston. They're not going to get it. So but permanent living here. It's just the thing I like to point to people. Let's see if you know something. You've seen the city of Sarasota, right?
One of the greatest cities I ever lived in.
Yeah. So how big is the population?
It don't matter to me. What matters to me is I can go to a restaurant, and my server is being paid a livable wage.
How big is the population of Sarasota? See if you know something here.
You're trying to trick me.
No, I'm not. I'm just citing facts.
That's a Democratic way, bro. I mean, I love you to death, Augie, but
no, you don't. No,
you're playing Democratic games,
when you
man.
accuse me I'm giving you a fact to give me back, and you don't even want to do it.
I'm giving you livable wage. We're happy here. Don't take us away, please.
Alex.
Don't take us from Mr. Desantis, please. We're the bottom feeders. I understand. We're bottom feeders.
Alex, I asked a question. So far, you've dodged the answer. What's the population of the city of Sarasota? Not the county, the city.
Give me 10 seconds. I will find right now to the exact.
Don't Google this. Tell me what you think it is, and then Google it.
I don't know, man. I'm not that kind of. I'm not expert in that. I'm expert in stock market and the market and the economy.
There's a reason I'm going to tell you something about that. It really makes sense if you think about it.
Then talk to me, man.
The population of Sarasota is in 1990 was 50,000. The city. What is it now?
Probably a million.
Mm-hmm. It's 55. It's 55,000. Google it. The city of Sarasota.
Give me 10 seconds. I'll be right back. It's 500,000.
what?
500,000.
That's the county.
Yes, of Sarasota County.
I said not the county. City is a different population.
It's 60,000. 60,000.
All right. That 1990, if it's 60, which I don't think it is, but let's say it's 60. It was
Right now
50.
it's 60, dude.
Okay, I'm agreeing with you. Okay, I was wrong by 5,000, but it was. Here comes the noise. I can't hear it. Shit. Jesus Christ, this noise.
I mean, I'm outside of Puerto Rico, dude. I mean, I can go right into it. Sorry
Well,
about Puerto Rico. I mean, it's a longer show. I mean, it's one of our most important shows ever done. Let's not give up on it. Let's not
I'm
talk
really
down on it.
having a
Let's be
problem.
real.
I'm
I mean,
really
I put my
having.
facts out.
I'm really having a problem. Let's just. I was giving. I'm going to give you an example of something, but you don't want to hear. Maybe.
I want to hear it. Let's hear it. I'm not against you, dude.
1990, it was 50,000. It's 60,000. That how long ago is that? 30 years ago. It's only gone up 10,000, as you say. It's 60 now. I thought it was 55.
Home ownership. But the other way, it's over 100,000. So
No, it's not.
tourism is
No,
high
it's
as ever.
not, Alex.
Tourism is high as ever, dude.
Alex.
Come on, man. You're going against the facts now. I mean, you're gonna look crazy against your
No.
viewers.
There's no facts you're giving me. You're throwing out words, and you don't know what you're talking about. There are no people living there, man. There are people visiting.
Manatee County population alone is 400,000. We have we have the second class of Sarasota at 400,000. Like, be real, man. Be real, dude.
Alex, you are not real. That's the problem. You think you're real, but you're not.
I'm
You're
the realest in Florida
you're
because
not
I represent Florida.
the
I work in Florida. I depend on the income in Florida. If
So
the,
what?
the, the income is not good in Sarasota, I will leave.
So what is the point? What I'm trying to get to you, you don't want to hear it, I guess, or you don't even know what you want to hear. I'm giving you a fact that in 30 years, it's only gone up 10,000. The permanent citizens have gone up 10,000 in 30 fucking years.
Can I tell you why? Two
Why.
words. 2 words, and you could have the rest. Rick Scott. And own the rest. I'll give you that. Talk all you want. You have all the talk time in the world in front of the viewers. But Rick Scott has ruined Florida. Rick Scott. The most crooked politician in history.
Now we're in full agreement. But the point I was trying to make, despite Rick Scott's solution that you came up with, the reason is that those buildings that look gorgeous and full of glass and stuff, they're empty because they're transient housing. Is all they are.
No. You have the 888. Come on, man. I've looked in condos. I mean, come on. Sarasota is my dream world. I mean, it's my love. I love Sarasota. So I will sit here and defend Sarasota.
What are you defending?
Sarasota is not that type of place, man.
What are you defending?
I'm defending my home state, my home country, my home city. I love Sarasota. Please, people, come here, exercise here, please.
I asked you a question. You don't answer my questions. You just ramble on. What is it you're defending about Sarasota in terms of people living there?
The economy. Everything, man. You want to be a millionaire? Come here. We'll make you a millionaire.
If the city population of Sarasota has gone up 10,000 in 30 fucking years, that means nobody lives there and participates in that community. You don't know. That's what it has to mean.
That's your answer to it.
There's no answer to that.
Can I tell my answer?
What?
My answer is Rick Scott. Rick Scott does not care about nobody but himself.
What's that have to do with this?
So he raped the world. He raped the world.
Well, you can like or dislike Rick Scott, but the reason Sarasota has a slow, subtle increase, almost none of population living in the city, is because of the fact that the costs are too great, and the only people that can afford to be there are the visitors, temporary visitors who come and go. That is why you call it actually a transient city. It's all it is.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. Why?
Because I moved there with $0 and I had an apartment in a week.
What do you talk? What's that have to do with anything? What you had an apartment?
I
So
had
what?
I moved there with zero income. I had a job the first day I moved there.
So
Sarasota
what?
is the most booming economy in America. You want
Well,
a
first,
house? Come here.
so where
Come
did
here.
you live?
We'll build your house.
Where did Jesus Christ? Where did you live and own a property in Sarasota?
I lived near the Publix in Sarasota.
Which one?
I think it was Benaviva. Benaviva, right? It's Benaviva.
Beneva.
Yes, they're one of the most opulent places you can live. I had an apartment there, and I love Sarasota. I moved there. I went there without a job. I went there without a job, and without a home. I had a
Yeah, but
job and a home the first
Alex,
day I was there.
you lived in the county when you lived there. You didn't live in the city.
Benaviva. No, I live in Benaviva. I remember sitting in Publix, and people offered me food. And I said, "Look, I'm not poor. I moved here. I have money. Please don't give me food. I just don't have a home. I'll have a home tomorrow. I will in my apartment tomorrow." I remember saying this to people, man.
Alex, the county has got about 400,000 or 500,000 people in it. Okay, the county does, not the city. And the reason I use the city as an example is that it doesn't grow for people who live permanently there. Whether
Yes,
you
it
come in,
does. If you're an entrepreneur, you're gonna make money. If you're a worker, your wages are gonna grow.
so you're going to get
I'm attest to it. I'm the example of it. I'm the
85.
example of Sarasota. I'm the homeless population in Sarasota that made it.
Alex, you're not a, you're a spot in the on the whole thing. The fact here, let me fact you again. You don't like facts when they go against you, but the fact is that 85% of the people that live in Sarasota, whether it's the city or the county, 85%, or there's a group that's below 20,000 a year, and with families of four, and up
Twenty
50.
thousand dollars income?
Yep.
That's a lie. You wouldn't even make it in Sarasota on $20,000 income. You will fucking live outside. You will live outside on $20,000 income a year. You will
And
live outside. I
let
will
me
tell you that.
you're interrupting what I'm making a couple of points. Okay, just stop interrupting a second and
I
listen to me.
want to. I want to interrupt. Good.
So the second group is 50,000 with families of four. Family of four. Okay, 85% of all people living in Sarasota, whether it's county or city, are in that wage area, low income, very low, poor, working poor. They call that, and they work. Everybody works, but they're making no money. They work two jobs, they work three jobs, they do the best they can. They survive if they can. And so they're always looking for affordable housing for people and things like that to try to keep workers here. And I'm trying to think of um, there's a big company, developers that came to visit the Democrats one day, some years ago. And the guy, Kirshner was his name, Kerry Kirshner. Kerry was the head of Arvida, the Arvida investment group. He says, we need workers in Sarasota that can get enough money. We want to get a wage increase to people. So the Longboat Key people can hire them, and we want them to pay more, but we want you guys to come and support this. Well, we did, but the Republicans refused to. And he was a Republican going to Democrats to ask that. Couldn't get any support on the Republican side at all. This is years ago, but the point is, it's still true. There's still that group of poor people. Now, you may not be one of those, Alex, but you're not. You may not be, but the fact is, how much money
I
do you have?
was
Well, how much money do you have in the bank now?
$0.
Oh,
But
why
I
not?
make $70,000 a year.
You can't save a dime.
I can. I make $1,300 a week.
It's
What I
not
do with
much.
my money is my business. I mean, saving is different type of economy. I mean, different type
What have
of.
you got? Okay, okay.
It's different type of group you want to put us in. But I came here with nothing, no education, nothing. I make $70,000 a year, dude. It's not much, but it's enough for me and my children. It's not extra nobody. Nothing.
So what do you keep?
I dude, I pay my bills are paid 3 months ahead, so I have 3 months of savings. always.
So you got
So if I'm
invest.
sick for 2 months, I'm okay. I'm not gonna worry about nothing,
Your
and my
prepaid,
kids will not worry.
Alex. That I'm not. I think that's commendable. That's admirable. But the
It
point is,
is. It is. It's good, but it's not the best. But it's okay.
Alex,
I'm not gonna
Alex,
complain about it. Come on, Augie.
Alex, stop defending yourself. Slow down. All I'm doing, I'm not making fun of you or anything else. I'm just trying to get to a
You
point.
can't. You can't because I'm the working class. I wake up and I
What,
have a job.
what do you mean?
Obviously, I'm not rich. I'm not rich. I'm not retired. So I wake up. I have a job, but my job pays me $60,000 to $70,000 a year.
And you keep nothing.
I keep whatever I want. My money management skills is on me, but my income, my salary, is because of Chili's. And Chili's said that. Chili's sent me a letter. Said thanks to Desantis, we can move forward in Florida. No, I'm serious.
I'm sure
You
they
want to
did.
laugh? You want to laugh, right? It's funny to you, but I depend on this income because I can go to Puerto Rico with this income. I pay my
Well,
my kids.
Alex,
My
you,
kids are in Florida right now, right? They have everything they want. My kids are spoiled to the max. They scream, they argue. They're spoiled. They're spoiled rats. I'm not gonna lie, but it's fine. I'm not gonna disrespect my
Alex,
kids.
you obviously can't retain any income long enough to build up a savings. So, yeah,
I can if I want to, but I choose to invest. I have a stock
what do you
account,
what
and
do
that's
you
where my money
invest?
goes to. I mean, let's
What?
talk. Let's
Okay.
talk. You want to talk about money? Where I put money? Let's talk. I have no savings account
What are
because
you
I'm not
investing?
living off interest.
Jesus Christ, you won't listen to even the beginning of a question before you bust it up. So what
You
invest? Excuse me. If you got investments, how much do you have invested in something?
have over 1,000 in cryptocurrency. I have 1,000 in the stock market. Now,
So
now
you're
let me tell you this: the
zero.
Florida economy has just came back.
Yeah. Alex, there's
So give
nothing
me a
wrong with
chance. Give me a chance. Like don't
Alex.
don't say you don't have this if you don't have that
Alex,
because
slow
the economy
down.
just came back, dude.
You really have bad manners. You really do. You don't conduct the conversation this way, but you insist on yelling over people. I'm asking a simple, quiet question, and you're busting it up before you even hear it. I'm glad you got 2,000 in invested savings. That's savings. Investments